When you get your bees, you take them home and put them in a cool, dark place until you're ready to install. We recommend you install after 6 o'clock in the evening. Temperature is important. If it's too cold, like below 60 degrees, the bees don't want to come out of the package. In that case, you should pour some of the bees onto the queen to keep her warm. All right, I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's warm enough today that these bees will come right out of the package, and then I'm going to install them in real time to show you how quick and easy it is. And then I'm going to open the box we installed yesterday and show you what that looks like. All right? And then I can even open up the hive we installed 2 weeks ago and show you what that looks like. So, we've got an installation kit with every package. There's a can of syrup, and the queen is hanging from a little tab here. Okay? So I'm going to show you just how easy this is. We're going to install in this hive here. So we need to make some room in the hive. We're going to put the whole box of bees into the hive. We're using an entrance feeder in this case. I want the entrance feeder where the frames are, and the whole box of bees will go on the other side. Rubber band goes on the frame. I have a candy plug and a screw.
Can I see that, please?
That's a corkscrew because there's a cork in the queen's cage. I find the easiest way to get the can of syrup out is with a pair of pliers. So we need to lift the can of syrup and slide the queen out. Once you lift the can a little bit, you get a good grip on it. The can weighs almost 2 pounds. Get a good grip on the queen's cage. Slowly lift the can of syrup out, and you can slide the queen out. And go ahead and put the can back in temporarily. The queen is always covered in a lot of bees. I just pull up some grass and brush these bees into the hive. And the queen is running around inside the cage. If the queen is dead for any reason, call us. We have emergency replacement queens for you. But that's a very rare event, only 1%. So there's a cork. We use a corkscrew. Gently screw into the cork. Don't push the cork into the box with the queen. I hold her between my thumb and forefinger, just like this. When the queens look in the other direction, I pull the cork and plug the hole. When the queen's not looking, I put the candy plug in. Do not push the candy plug all the way into the queen's cage. She's a good-looking little queen. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm going to go ahead and install her as for time's sake.
Let me just take a look at that queen. There she is.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. So the queen goes on a frame like this, under the rubber band, with her screen facing down. And we put her into the hive one frame over from where the package will be. The package goes in. I like to have the package touching the frames so the bees can easily walk from the package over to the queen. If it's cold or windy or rainy and the bees aren't going to exit the cage, you can pour some of the bees onto the queen. And I'm going to show you what that looks like. It's not cold right now, but you should know that this is not difficult to do. So just gently turn the box over, get a pile of bees onto the queen. They kind of pour like oatmeal, if you can imagine that. Okay. And then we put the lid on. Come on, girls, move out of the way. Because this is a midday installation, we must plug the entrance with grass. Occasionally these bees will launch on brand new equipment. They'll come out of the cage, they'll find the entrance, and they'll take off. We want to prevent that from happening. So we pull up some grass and plug the entrance.
When do you take that off?
And I would remove that grass probably the next morning. And it's that fast and easy. It's not very impressive. It's not shaking and putting a lot of bees in the air. We find that it's just so much easier and simpler, and for the bees and for the humans. It's not very impressive, like I said, but it gets the job done. Now we're going to feed the bees. I already had syrup in my entrance feeder. We're going to feed the bees 5 gallons of syrup. If you're mixing up syrup a quart at a time, that'll get old in a hurry. So I often use a feeder that holds a gallon or more, an inside feeder or a top feeder, and that'll hold the bees for about 4 days maybe. They'll consume a quart a day.
If you have a top feeder, that goes